we decided that we would cover very briefly the attack against AOC from Marjorie Greene and her response, and acknowledging that she did respond. Now, responding can come in a lot of different forms. In this case, she just made fun of the fact that she's actually taller than Marjorie Greene. Marjorie Greene wants her to actually debate her on what, who knows? I don't think Marjorie Greene even knows, but she certainly wants to stand next to AOC when the cameras are rolling. The question is, what is the proper strategy here? Should AOC just let Marjorie Greene attack her and attack her and attack her? She's previously said that she wants to stand up to her just to show that she's not going to let a racist white politician try to demonize through vitriol women of color in politics. I wanted to read just two short excerpts from Elie Mystal's recent article in The Nation, because he gets into this and I sort of agree with his take on it. And Fran, I want to see what you think about it. He said, he acknowledged that it was fine for her to tweet what she did, but then he says, wrestling with Greene does Ocasio-Cortez no good since it only elevates Greene, even if Ocasio-Cortez is only lifting her up to throw her in the trash. Secondly, Greene has no policy platform to debate, while Ocasio-Cortez has an actual agenda to defend the Green New Deal, Medicare for All, and many other positions. Greene is a conspiracy theory made flesh who is only able to string together 2 sentences in support of guns, chin-ups, and racism. You can't debate that, you can only wipe it off your shoes. MTG is not the right-wing version of AOC, despite her own best efforts to set herself up as AOC's nemesis. She does not have a coherent policy agenda like AOC does. She hasn't brought new voters into the political process like AOC has. And she's not as influential within her own party as AOC has become. The only things MTG is good at are being white and a jerk. What do you think? What should AOC have even done what she did with the tweet? Should she go further? What should she do? What shouldn't she?
I think the tweet was good and warranted. And here's my thing about debating or not debating. Obviously, AOC would wipe the floor 10 times over with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and it would be a good platform potentially to really talk about what a Green New Deal is to supporters who might like Marjorie Taylor Greene and have their minds change, maybe 1 or 2. But we know that's not what would happen, right? What would happen is the right would cut up their, version of the debate. It would be like Marjorie Taylor Greene slays, destroys, blah, and it would just be edited by, Andy, whatever the hell that dude's name is.
I don't even.
Just no. I'm gonna call it no. No, but and it would be edited and it would be like completely chewed up and spit out by the spin machine. And so there's that. The real thing for me though is that the way that Marjorie Taylor Greene has been going about trying to get AOC to debate her is a classic right-wing troll tactic. We've seen it online all of the time, right? It is debate me on my show, debate me, give me the clicks, debate me. That's all it is. That's what the right knows how to do. And not only that, debate me or you're a shill, debate me or you're terrible. We might also be talking about some lefties. Debate me or like. And that is fundamentally disrespectful. If she hadn't been stalking her in Congress, following her around, like approaching her after meetings and like yelling in her face, I would say, yeah, maybe if it was like a formal letter, if it was like, hey, let's have a town hall, if there was something like anything formal about it. But it's not. It's been trash talking and it's been baiting. And I don't think you validate that with a debate.
Yeah. 100%. And the thing is, like, I think that most of these debates are absolutely pointless. But I do differentiate that there are some people who are doing something that I consider largely pointless for reasons that I think are admirable. They want to convince people, and I acknowledge that there are some people, a very narrow swath, who can be persuaded. I just think it's nothing like what we think of when we think of debate. But then there are the others that know that. Like for instance, you're talking about right-wing media and sometimes not just right-wing media. Actually doing a show where you talk about what's really going on is both more work and not necessarily as sexy as I'm in a feud. And that's why they want to do it largely. That's why Marjorie Greene wants to do it. And that's not like AOC doesn't need that and doesn't want that. So I think so far she has done it the right way. She'll respond briefly to the attacks. She doesn't elevate her. She doesn't delve into the substance of the attacks as if it's there, I guess, whether she's a communist or not. I think that that's probably a good road to go down.
Yeah.
But that said, this debate stuff is popular. So I have a compromise. I think that AOC should agree to debate her, and then Marjorie Greene walks out, and then it's Sam Seder. Sam Seder walks out. It's not AOC. Now that I could watch. Oh, it's Sam Seder.
Oh, what an epic nightmare.
And by the way, a great, I think, just example of what you're talking about there, about the cutting up or whatever. Like, Crowder did run. He ran. And how many of his people did it convince that he's fake, that he's a coward, that he doesn't actually mean any of the debate stuff? I'm sure that there's a couple anecdotally, but he ran in as embarrassing a fashion as I've literally ever seen in one of these debates. And even that, I don't know how many people that's actually convinced. It's gotten lefties fired up. I like the memes, they're funny, and the songs and all that. Like, it's good for us. That's the sort of tribal thing that it does. But in terms of actually persuading people, has it? I hope so, but I don't know that I necessarily believe it has. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.